Mzansi, and a very warm welcome to you. My name is Balisa Tembe. Now we've got musical heavyweights Kwesta in the loft, plus someone that you might be familiar with, TK Maestro. Now, Domi in the kitchen, am I seeing double or you back, baby, with Ayesha?
Yes, I am having a bit of a guest here in the kitchen. It's not the other way around. I'm not your guest, you're my guest. I've got Ayesha Suleiman back in the kitchen. Darling, what are we making today?
Today we are going to be keeping in the Easter theme that we've been running with a bit. Today we are going to be making a Mama's Bake fleckled egg cake. It's a mouthful.
All right, in South Africa, to get all the recipe details, do head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. But for now, over to you, Bali.
We welcome back Jesse Clegg to chat about his new single and music video, Speed of Light, and what he's been up to since our last chat in 2015. I mean, 6 years later.
That is crazy. I couldn't believe it when I saw that.
Welcome back to the loft.
Yeah, man. So great to be back. Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure to touch base with you. I mean, number one, homie, what have you been up to?
I have been writing new music, releasing new music. I just dropped a new music video. I've been working on my next album, which has been strange during COVID. I've been doing a lot of Zoom writing sessions. And, you know, playing the odd gig here and there, but it's a little bit different in the current circumstances. So, yeah, man, just trying to stay productive through all the craziness.
Yeah, I believe that when you were writing, producing, and putting together Speed of Light, which is your new music video,
yes,
there was a little bit of drama. Were you back in South Africa at the time, or were you abroad?
Yeah.
And how were you able to make it work?
I was in LA at the time. I was recording the song, working with the producer who I just worked with on Let It Burn, and I had a whole like 2 months of writing ahead of me. You know, I just arrived. Luckily, I started with the recording of Speed of Light, and then 2 weeks in, I was kind of very blasé about like COVID and all that stuff. I didn't really think it was a real thing.
Yeah, no, a lot of us did it though.
And then my mom called me on like the Sunday night, and I was going back into the studio on the Monday, and she was like, "Listen, you need to fly home like right now." And then the Monday, Ramaphosa announced that there's going to be a travel ban on the Wednesday. So I literally went from studio. I was like, guys, I'm out. I have to go. I drove straight to the airport. I just booked the next flight.
Yeah.
And I landed I was going via France to get to South Africa, and I landed in France at like 9 p.m. and my flight was at like 1:45 midnight, so 11:45. And their travel ban started at midnight. So I literally caught the last flight out before the travel ban started. And everyone in front of me in the security line was told to leave because all their flights were cancelled. It was literally like me and like 3 other people on the flight. I was the last out of the country to get back home.
I have goosebumps. I mean, when you kind of need to make it back home, you make a plan.
It was crazy, man. But luckily, I managed to finish Speed of Light. We finished the mix over Zoom, and we did you know, the technology now is so amazing. You can actually run dual sessions from different countries. You know, you can actually see the music being mixed. You know, I was at home and my producer was in LA, and we were doing it over Zoom. So we got it done.
So talk to me about the dynamic duo, Nick Squared, as I'd like to call them, the people that helped you put this all together, just the concept behind the song itself.
Yeah, so my good mates, Nick Furlong and Nick Patrika, they both happen to be named Nick.
Yeah.
Nick Furlong is an amazing songwriter and producer. He's worked with Avicii and Steve Aoki and 5 Seconds of Summer. And Nick Patrika is the lead singer of a band called Walk the Moon, who are an awesome American band. And, you know, these are good friends of mine. And we wrote the song kind of the year before last, and it's a song that's been floating around that I really loved the chorus and I loved the way it was working, and I wanted to finish it. And when we finished it after the lockdown, it had such an interesting message because it was really about someone going through a dark moment and suddenly stumbling across this inspiring experience and being reminded that life still has these inspiring moments. You know, no matter what phase of life you're in, there's still all the colors and textures exist. You know, there's still joy and happiness and heartbreak and inspiration. All these things still exist no matter what you're going through. You know, and I just thought it was a good reminder for this moment in time because we're all in lockdown and we're all dealing with it. But it's good to remember that we can still be inspired and we can still find joy and we can still find connection. You know.
Yeah, and I think Jesse, you did did such a sterling job at being able to communicate that quite eloquently in the music video. Congratulations, it just dropped. Brand new music video, loving it right now. The symbolism for me is quite intriguing. In a time where everything is standing still, you chose someone in motion, someone running. So can you just talk us through the imagination behind the music video?
Yeah, as I said, the song is about you know, falling in and out of love with your passion and then rediscovering it. And the protagonist of the music video is Chelsea Sloan Samuels, and she is an amazing real-life athlete. She's a South African runner, and it's almost like an autobiographical story about the challenges that she's faced, being, you know, coming from a challenging background and having the discipline and the commitment to push herself and to chase her dream of becoming an athlete. And so, you know, it kind of follows all her training, and it follows her home life, and it follows all the ups and downs, and just the sort of trajectory that she's been on to chase her dream. And I just thought it was such a beautiful metaphor for the song, which is really about chasing your dream and about like those hard times, and then rediscovering it and finding love again, and then, you know, falling out of love with it. And, you know, it's like that thing that we're all on in terms of our own goals and our own aspirations and finding that motivation. So I just thought she was a great person to celebrate.
Yeah, I mean, someone who is definitely a global celebrated musician, someone who touches base with a lot of people on a global scale. I love the fact that you still do come back home, you bring the music back home, you bring the creating back home, also job creating. So what does the future look like for you? And I do believe that you're not going to be performing Speed of Light today. You've got another track for us.
Yes, I'm going to be performing Let It Burn. And the future, I mean, I think that, you know, musicians we're in a situation where we have to kind of wait and see. You know, there's lots of external factors that are changing and determining what we can do and what we can't do. But I really hope that before the end of the year, there'll be gigs again that we'll be performing. I do have some outdoor acoustic shows coming up on the 17th and 18th of April. On the 17th of April, I'm going to be at Café Roo in Noordhoek, and on the 18th of April, I'm going to be at the Stellenbosch Vrede en Lus Wine Estate, which is a beautiful wine estate, an outdoor acoustic gig, following all the COVID protocols, so it's going to be fun and awesome and safe. And beyond that, I'm going to be working on my new album.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. If Speed of Light and, of course, the single that you're about to perform has anything to say to the trajectory that you're going, you're definitely achieving. Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
Now, such an encouraging video to watch, and we all go through those ups and downs and sometimes need an extra reassurance to push through and reach our goals. Please follow Jesse Clegg for more of his music and, of course, to watch Speed of Light.
Wait a minute, if I blink, I'm wishing you're the dream I'm wishing would come true. My heart's racing like a car chase. Basically, I'm starstruck when I look at you, and I feel love again. Every game at the speed of light, I feel love again.
I always love seeing how musicians try and find a way to think out of the box. You see, like how people in the food industry, even though during COVID we've had to think out of the box. So I enjoy seeing Jesse Clegg and what he's done, right?
Awesome.
Well, after the break, we will be having a performance by Jesse Clegg, so stay tuned for more of that.
into the cooler months of 2021, it's time to give our wardrobes a style update. Guess recently invited me to their store for a sneak peek of what to expect for this year's Autumn-Winter 21 collection. Then be sure to stick around because afterwards we'll be treated to the smooth sounds of Clegg. Let's take a look. Come with me and let's enter a world of fashion and glamour at the V&A Waterfront in Cape Town. It's the world of Guess, and let's get you inspired for your new winter wardrobe rotation. Guess Ladies Wear collection has a whole new take on animal prints, giving us must-have everyday neutrals. From cheetah, zebra, snakeskin to mixed animal statement prints with bold color accents. As loungewear takes to the streets, Guess offers soft touch knitwear sets for a sportier look. Pair knits top-to-toe sets in tonal soft colors with a Guess sneaker. Cozy up in cashmere yarns for a soft, luxurious feel this winter. Floral prints, graphic tee branding and relaxed lounge silhouettes are some of the big trends in activewear. Monotone black and white palettes are key in the activewear range with accents of neon and pastels. Eco denim and new fashion fits from Guess Smart collection offers a wide assortment of different styles. One fit closer to a better future. Shop consciously and sustainably. Athleisure is the hottest trend this winter. It's all about comfort and sport detailing. Indoor and outdoor tracks paired with sneakers for all-round style. Knox, what are some of the season's hottest trends?
Well, at the moment, we're really seeing activewear and loungewear really being at the heart of the winter fashion trends that we're seeing. Now, I love this because you can look great while also being comfortable and functional and, of course, fashionable. I know that there's a great focus also on prints, from your zebra to your cheetah. I'm also really enjoying the cashmere knitwear, which is so great, and the volume accent that we're seeing on the sleeves, which is making me feel super excited to shop this winter.
Footwear, handbags and accessories are inspired by modern heritage, which reflects the heart of the brand and easy brand identification. Logo is a massive focus across all accessory categories. This can be seen through the Peony, Quattro G and G-Shine fabrications, which are all beautifully curated into iconic silhouettes, giving the bags in particular a timeless flair. Beige tones flow effortlessly from the summer season through to the new fall capsule, with pops of rusts, deep oranges, and are coupled with unique bronze hardware detailing. The logo trend is evident in the watch straps and faces across both men's and ladies' collections. Knox, as a fashion editor, what would your favorite Guess design capsule be?
Now, this is a hard one, Bali, but I think Marciano is definitely a standout experience for me. Now, this collection is perfect for a night out with the girls. I mean, you could take one of the items and pair it with a painted leather jacket or some sexy heels, but I'm also really enjoying the Lurex knitwear, which is a great way to glam up any winter look.
Guess has yet again implemented an iconic global campaign, this time starring Michele Mirone. It's so exciting to see a more menswear-focused campaign.
Absolutely. It's super exciting to see this new range. Now, Guess offers men a wide range of lifestyle items. So if you're looking for a more elevated look, you can definitely shop on the Guess Originals. But what I'm enjoying is really the sporty looks, which are available in Guess Active. Now, you must remember that layering is all the fashion right now. So you can do that with your sweats and your knitwear with ease.
Knox, denim for days. You can never have enough. But I want to find out from you, what makes it the go-to item?
Well, I think you hit it right on the nail in that denim really is the item that you can style up or down. So a classic item to have in any wardrobe is a denim to give you that solid base for any fashion look and to do so with comfort and ease.
And what trends can we expect to see when it comes to denim this season?
The eco denim range is something I'm very excited about because they've got so many new fits and designs. Now, the standout styles for me are the eco shape-up corset range, which has the exposed buttons and a high waist cut line, which I love for any feminine figure. And then we have the classic mom jean, which is perfect for any trendy girl.
Last but not least, she has arrived, and her name is Bella Vita, the showstopper. This new Guess fragrance has a blend of sparkling black cherry and hypnotic tuberose for a sensual first to shop. The world of fashion and glamour is now yours. Shop now at guess.co.za or a Guess store near you. Shh! Secret? Sign up to the Guess newsletter today at guess.co.za to get a sneak peek into their new collection and VIP rewards. Plus, get 20% off your first purchase online. Make sure you upgrade your wardrobe rotation with your favorite Guess looks. Stay warm, stay safe, and stay undeniably you. Guess who'll be keeping me clothed this winter? Now, as we've promised you, an electrifying performance from musician Jesse Clegg. Here he is with Let It Burn.
What's holding you back lately? There's one place left we can take this. We've got time, time to break the rules, time to play the fool all our life. Petrified, trying to play it cool, trying to play it cool, can't deny it. We were sipping on this love like free tequila. We were dancing when this world was standing still. And you said this fire made you a believer. So baby, if you love it, let it burn. Let it burn. Baby, if you love it, let it burn. I know deep wounds need stitches, but you're putting up walls instead of bridges. We've got time, time to break the rules, time to play the fool all our lives. Petrified, trying to play it cool, trying to play it cool, can't deny it. We were sipping on this love like free tequila. We were dancing when this world was standing still. And you said this fire made you a believer. So baby, if you love it, let it burn. Let it burn. Baby, if you love it, let it. Don't be hanging and calling. Forget what your friends say, I'm all in. Saying every day the same nothing. And this happened like an explosion. It fell straight into the ocean. Hate to admit that I'm falling. We were sipping on this love like free tequila. We were dancing when this world was standing still. And you said this fire made you a believer. So baby, if you love it, let it burn. Let it burn. Baby, if you love it, let it burn.
Woo! Definitely setting our stage on fire. That was Jesse Clegg. Mzansi, please do head over to our social media platforms. Use that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments and tell us how hot Jesse Clegg is.
Express yourself.
Welcome back, South Africa. Now, if you're on the hunt for some fun activities to keep the kids busy this Easter weekend, then we've got exactly what you need. You may have noticed those exciting Easter hunt kits on the Clover Classic custard packs that comes in 5 colors for your kids to collect. So hype up the excitement and create their very own Easter hunts at home with the clues set out in these kits. But the kids can't have all the fun themselves, so here's one for you. There are 10 golden bunnies valued at 50,000 Rand each up for grabs when you buy a Clover Classic custard promo pack. So get into the spirit of Easter and collect all 5 Easter hunt kits, and who knows, you could be finding that gold bunny and win that 50,000 Rand. T's and C's apply and can be found on clover.co.za.
Today, we're catching up with the homie himself, Kwesta, a.k.a. Dakar, as we catch up and start talking about all things family, babies, and new music. Welcome back to The Loft.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Good to be here.
Listen, it has been too long. I was actually saying to Kwesta behind the scenes, Uguti, ever since I started. Yeah, I'm going to expose you. Is this thing on? Because, sir, ever since I started August 2018, I have been trying to get this gentleman on this couch tirelessly, but you know what? Everything happens at the right time.
Yeah, but anyway, I think I should just throw it out there. My apologies for letting you chase me for 2 years. It's not right.
It's not right. I mean, the people wanted you, so we're about to give the people what they want.
Right,
I mean,
cool.
we're going to get all up in your business, personal life galore. You went from being superstar rapper, you know, we were on every television screen, we just couldn't get enough of you, to a full-on daddy mode.
Yeah.
You are such a family man, and I just love to say it, Mzansi, because what I love about this new generation of dads, especially black dads, it's as if you're changing the script, changing the narrative.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's automatically becoming that, but I'm not going to speak on behalf of all the dads and things. Hey, you know, people have their own reasons for things. But generally, with me personally, it's definitely a change in the narrative. I mean, I grew up around, you know, or amongst, you know, very many fatherless families, you know, and broken homes and things like that, you know. But I'm also not using it to kind of replace what was happening. You know, I'm really just being in there because, you know, I think the kids look at me as like, this guy should love me, you know. And I go, you're right, I do love you, you know what I mean? So it's a responsibility thing more than I'm gonna make this look cool, I'm gonna make this look, you know, anything like that, or for a good, you know, front cover story. And no, it's really applying yourself, and having done that, you know, you get on TV a lot less, you know, when you're really applying yourself.
But what I love about you is that I suppose you are the guy that does it authentically, organically, and you do share quite a bit of yourself on social media. You share the family, you know, the girls. Maya Kula, congratulations on the birth of new baby girl Kenya. I mean, I think it's so cute to see, first of all, Kai being big sister. Because that, I mean, is a dynamic on its own. And then now having you and Yo-Yo becoming parents of 2 little girls. As a girl dad, what kind of values do you want to instill within the household? You definitely are surrounded by ladies.
Yeah, I mean, it's even how I grew up. Like, you know, I was always, my Mukoko was always around auntie. You know, my mother, I was just raised by women, you know. And really, I just, well, first as a human being, to just, you know herself very well, you know, to take time to kind of learn herself and be stubborn about who she then finds out who she is. You know, just be stubborn about that and don't really be shaken by the world, you know. And really, obviously, I think the big one would be not to rely on anybody but herself, because the world is what the world is, you know, and it's messed up, and obviously out there, we, like I was saying, we have fatherless homes, and we have gender-based violence and stuff like that, and you want her to be aware of that, you know, but you don't want her to live in fear, you know, so all those things, you know, we try and navigate that and drill that into her head as much as possible.
But also, within your relationship, I mean, a lot of South Africans don't know this, but I go way, way, way back with Yolanda, who is Usenzo Kwesta's wife. Now, honey, listen, we were best friends in primary school. In fact, I'll show you guys a picture of us growing up together. And it's just so lovely to see that you guys are just making this partnership exactly that. Not only are you, congratulations, recently celebrated an anniversary. First of all, are you romantic? And secondly, how then do you take that partnership to make every element of your lives work?
No, I'm not romantic. I'm bad at it, you know.
No surprise.
But I mean, I don't know. We're still trying to make it work, you know. It's like the big thing for me is putting in deliberate effort into seeing stuff work. So I think we put in deliberate effort into keeping each other happy, you know, keeping each other working, keeping each other in love, you know, keeping each other sane, you know. So we literally just work on that daily. So we have an open situation where we speak about everything. I like this, I don't like that, I didn't like this, you know. So those dynamics, because a lot of it is in people's eyes, you know, and it's easy for us to then take whatever values that are in the comment section of whatever, you know. But really, we're also a stubborn bunch, you know, and we try really create our own sort of values and custom make what our home feels like, you know. So but it's obviously a constant learning. We're still learning how to get it super right. But you know, we're en route. We're going there. I thought when we had our firstborn. Man, we got this kid thing, we've done this before, you know. And then Kenya came 4 months ago. It was an entirely different thing.
They say you have one child, you have one. You have two, you have 10.
Yes, this is exactly. It was an entirely new thing. Like, Konja, what do we do here? You know. But I mean, like I say, it's a consistent and constant learning, and obviously deliberately putting in effort.
Another anniversary that I have to give a nod to is, I believe in February, it was 5 years since you last dropped an album, Dakar 2. So number one, I mean, we are ready for it. I mean, I've been tired. We are ready for it. You've got a new single out. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 5 years. I mean, in the 5 years I've been in the studio, though, you know, I've just been messing around, you know. But yeah, we did, I think an amazing sort of feat were reached by Dakar 2, you know, amazing levels. But now I think I'm okay again to be a person in music, you know, in people's ears, you know. I mean, I took that all in, and people really showed love with Dakar 2. They really made it their own, you know, which is something you don't take for granted, you know. So yeah, but anyway, we're back making music, and the new single is called Fire in the Ghetto, you know, and really speaks about. It's a song I wrote from like almost a frustrated place, you know, and love at the same time. It's like, well, a frustrated place for the young black guy in the hood, you know, in the ghetto, who I feel is almost forgotten, or you know, it's just a plea of people in the ghetto who are saying, see us, we're here, we're dope at what we do, you know, we need the opportunity and this, that, but we're not asking for handouts, we're actually amazing. And while we're here, we love each other. We're really, you know, a community. We've built a community with this place that we're in now, and we're just saying, you know, we're here, fearlessly so, you know.
A very powerful message, I find, and now is the time to be having these conversations. I think that it's so timely, especially with the frustrations that are evoked right now within the student rights. Everyone has a voice, everyone has something to say, but it takes an exemplary person and talent like yourself to be able to be that mouthpiece, because a lot of people don't know how to phrase it, they don't know how to say it, they don't know how to fight for themselves, but it's just so amazing for the rest of us la eMzansi ukubona wena bhuti wami uthi lalela, I'll be that voice. You've always been a lyrical rapper, so how important is you to be that person?
I think it's I've now found it to be almost like the purpose of my life, you know. It was cool in the beginning, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, you know, I really just wanted the cool stuff. You know? Like, you know, I'm the hardest rapper out, you know. But now it's really more a responsibility to people, you know. How are you why are you where you are, you know? What comes with being Kwesta, you know? So I've taken sort of an angle to look at my life and see responsibility and duty more than, you know, coolest out, you know what I mean? So really it's an important thing for me. I mean, things like education, but it's also something I have to learn. So I go to people who lead sort of communities or political parties or whatever the situation, or who are in education. I sit down with them and I go, what is going on? What is the issue? What is, like, on a real level conversation, you know? And I have conversation about where should we be going? Who should we be? We have a problem with education. You see what's going on. How do we fight it? Who do we go at? You know, where will it yield results? Because a lot of the time we make noise, but to the wrong people, and it's like there's no result. So you ask for it. So it's a thing I'm constantly doing to try and also teach myself to be able to rap about at least things that I already know.
Yeah, well, you know, a round of applause. I have to give it up to you right now. Having these meetings, having these conversations, it's definitely a step in the right direction. So hats off to you. All the best with Fire in the Ghetto. I'm very excited to hear it and to share it with the people here on Afternoon Express.
Thank you very much for everything. Really appreciate it.
Siyabonga. Now, Mzansi, please do head over to our social media platforms and let us know if you are feeling this brand new single by Kwesta.
I just love how, Ayesha, every time we bring Kwesta into the studio, he just finds a way to inspire us even more.
Definitely. I think it's amazing that you can make music also enjoyable, but also thought-provoking.
Very, very interesting. And on that inspiring note, what inspired your recipe? Because we're going to be making that after the break.
Easter, obviously. We are going to be doing a clover mama bake fleckled egg cake.
Okay, South Africa. If you want to get the recipe details, do go to afternoonexpress.co.za. But after the break, we're making Ayesha's amazing cake.
Express yourself.
We've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic!
A classic range from Clover, timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover. With this Easter weekend upon us, there is no doubt that something indulgent and chocolate-filled will be featured on everyone's menu. And if you're looking for some inspiration, Chef Ayesha is here to show us a Mama Bake Easter spotted egg cake for your dinner parties this weekend. Now, darling, you know me and my cake. I love me some cake. I have a sweet tooth. But you've given us a bit of a twist on this cake that we're making today.
So we are going to be doing like the fleckled egg, the colors of the fleckled eggs, we're going to be using pastel shades for the buttercream, and we're also going to be making our own little flecks on our cake outside.
Perfect. So show us, what exactly do we need
Okay.
and how do we start?
So we are going to start with, we're going to take our butter, and how nifty is it that it's got these little 100-gram markers on there, on our margarine.
So it basically already is
It
measured
does
for
that,
us.
and I mean, it makes the job so much easier. So we are just going to actually use that as a guide and do that. That's 1, 2, so we need 175. Oh, that's nice and soft. That's 100.
And is that ideal, essentially? Because you said you want
Yes.
it to be...
So you want a nice, good, soft margarine that you're baking with.
Okay.
Because what we're going to be doing now is called creaming.
Okay.
So I'm just going to take that, and then with the back of a spoon, obviously if you're at home and you want to do this with a hand mixer, there's no judgment.
Okay.
Go ahead, but we are going to be using a wooden spoon, and I just want to show you if we soften. I'm just going to do this so that there's no movement.
While you do that, do you want to
Quickly?
explain to me
Yes.
what I've got here and what you
So
want me
what
to do?
I'm going to ask you to do in the meantime will be to start our icing that we are going to be doing.
Okay.
So in there we've just got some melted butter, we've got icing sugar,
Okay.
white chocolate, because it's a white chocolate buttercream that we are
Okay.
doing. And then we are going to be dyeing our butter icing with a little bit of a pastel shade of blue and white.
Okay.
Because we're going to get a nice pastel, nice light blue, like the color of the eggs itself.
Ah, okay, I get you.
Thank you.
Right, awesome. So I'm mixing together the melted butter, or in
Yes.
essence, softened
butter, yes.
All right, if you don't have the time and you can't wait to obviously leave it out, you can
Do
melt
it in the microwave. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
Just don't let it boil and take it too far,
Yes,
obviously. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with heating that up in the microwave a little bit to help you along.
All right, awesome.
So I've just softened that, and we're going to be adding.
The one thing I do enjoy about Mama Bake is that it makes it so easy for you to make any of the recipes that you
Yes.
want to make. So it works perfectly for baking. It works perfectly for this recipe that
Exactly.
you're making because it's so indulgent.
It's so indulgent, so convenient, and with cooking as well. It's a very versatile product that we can use for both.
True, very true. Right, and how thick do we want our buttercream to be?
So we want it to be at a spreadable consistency. So I always say with these things, you can have a recipe, but for me, it's just eye gauging.
True.
So you're going to go and you're looking at that and you would know by hand and feel, which is also one of the reasons why doing things by hand is always better, because you can see and feel and know exactly where things are exactly where you need it to be.
All
without
right.
taking
And
it
as
too
you can
far.
see, South Africa, I'm adding the icing sugar a little at a time. I also don't want to put too much at a time because it might be too thick, requiring me to thin it out, and I don't want to do that. I want to get it right from the first time.
From the first time.
So I've added my icing sugar to the melted or softened butter, and it must still be thick enough to spread, but not
Yes,
too runny, right?
But not too runny, because you don't want, once you lay the sandwiches, and you didn't want them to do that wonderful thing that sometimes happens where they just slide off into their own direction. We want the cake to still be whole.
Okay, and Aisha, I don't know if this is too thick. Is this fine?
That's fine.
still gonna be adding the
yeah,
melted
I think we're still adding the melted chocolate as well.
Chocolate.
So we can keep doing that.
Okay, let's.
I mean, obviously, there's always ways that you can make adjustments. If your icing is too thin, add more icing sugar.
Okay.
So I'm not sure most people know this, but icing sugar actually contains just a little bit of corn flour. So it's a thickening agent, and you can use that. Again, if it's too thick, add milk, add cream, which is one of my personal favorite things to do in a buttercream. So I've added this is my last egg, and we add our egg one at a time, just to ensure that the product doesn't split. So we've got the butter, the sugar, and that was our last egg.
Okay.
Just on a nice fast beat over there.
Okay.
And that is all our starter ingredients. We are now going to be adding our dyes, which is our self-rising flour.
Okay, is the
It's a hun-
self-raising flour sifted or just?
It's already been sifted. You can see it's nice and fluffy. There's no lumps.
Okay.
Cocoa powder especially, we've got 50 grams of that. Needs to be sifted as well. To give that a nice thing, because it tends to have a little bit of clumps inside the containers. Oh, here we go. That's pretty much always what happens in my kitchen as well. We're going to add very, very slowly, not as fast as I did that. Incorporate the dry ingredients into your wet, and then we will finish off with some milk. And we've preheated our oven to 180 degrees.
Okay.
Little bit of milk, and for chocolate, people always think it's weird. Just doing that.
Add a little bit of.
Add a little bit of that. Add salt.
Perfect.
Add some salt. People always think, why do you add salt into a cake? Salt brings out the flavor of absolutely everything.
get you.
Especially with chocolate.
All right, so we're putting all of that into that baking tray,
Yes.
silicone pan right now.
Silicone pan.
We're going to bake it up.
Divide that in half.
We do have some that were already made here. I just
Yes.
want to show you South Africa. They were baked ahead of time and they've been cooled, which is something that is very important. Whenever you're baking or making a cake, it's important to make sure that it's fully cooled down before you start icing it. Because if you
Yes.
don't, then all that's going to happen is this icing that we've made, this delicious icing, is just going to basically melt up all the way. Before we get into the icing of the cake, Ayesha, I just want to start again with me mixing up these colors. What exactly would you like me to do? Just
So we're going to add the white first.
White
and what,
first?
Yeah, it's fine. What the white will do is we'll bring that yellow color that the margarine gives. And we'll
Okay.
take that completely away and we'll just give it a neutral white color.
Okay.
And it will allow for the blue to become a nice pastel shade.
Okay. All right, then I'm going to pass over these cakes to you, and
Yes.
perhaps you can start icing.
I'm going to just
the cake
move this nicely
for
out of
us.
the way. You're just going to spread.
That is so spreadable. And I'm guessing that also comes from that mama bake that we put
No,
in
it
that
does
makes
because
it
it's
so
nice and soft.
Correct.
And it doesn't have that some strange fatty flavor that you're going to get sometimes. So nice. And again, be as generous as you want or as stingy as you want with your icing. It's completely up to you. We're just gonna not do much.
Okay, because the cake is already decadent
the
in
cake
itself,
is
so you don't want it to be
extremely
too...
decadent. We just want to make sure that there's none of that holds. That's basically all we want to do. Let's mix the brown, which is just normal cocoa, about a couple of spoons in water.
Okay.
We're going to mix that together, and then I'm going to show you how we are going to do our little flakes.
Okay, perfect.
And then maybe, just so people can see the inside of our eggies, you know, just like smash a few of them open.
Okay.
You can get some chocolate. And we've got some cute bunnies over there for Easter. Just do that.
Problem, so I think that's incorporated over there. And you just want me to smash or cut open?
Yeah, just like nice smashing as rustic
Okay.
as we can get. So we're going to keep that part that I started with at the back. And then...
Right.
Oh, there we go. We're just losing eggies.
Go.
Oh, and our little colour.
Chairs over here.
There. So I've got a little paintbrush. We're just going to do that. And then we are going to hold it in your hand and then use the back and then flick the
Okay.
little colour.
So to resemble the
So,
speckling
the
on
little
the actual
freckles
cake.
on the cake. So we
eggs.
can do that. You could do this. You could do, if you've got nice gold, you can do little gold flecks on your cake as well. Do that. There we go. I think we've got all the fleckies covered up. And now we are just going to do the best part. Take it and pile.
Okay.
That's it.
A little mound in the
Just a
center.
little mound all over in the center, wherever you want. I'm pretty sure the kids are going to love this one because look, just get in there. And we're going to add our little bunnies.
That looks very festive, very
Easter
Easter.
cheer. Our cute little bunnies. We'll put one
That looks amazing,
in the
Ayesha.
center. There we go.
Now-
and that was it.
That looks absolutely amazing, Ayesha. Now, that's a treat to show some love with the special people in your life this Easter weekend. Let us also remember to share and spread the love to those around us who need our help. And if this spectacular cake has inspired you to do just that, then get the recipe on afternoonexpress.co.za.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Coming up from Zanzi, I'm going to be introducing you to TK Maestro. Now, you already have a EP out. Tell us all about it.
It's fresh, it's hot, it's new, it's me.
And it's called
Try Brewer.
I'm Here For It. Now, homie, give us a little taste of what we can expect coming up.
All of my life, in every season, you are still God. I have a reason to sing. I have a reason to worship.
Ooh, and that's your reason to stay tuned.
Express yourself.
back to the show. Artist, producer, singer, songwriter, performer, and Summer Award winner Gaugelo TK Mabelane is carving his space in the annals of musical history. TK is widely known for his work with We Will Worship, whilst leaving his creative stamp on projects with musical legends Khaya Mthethwa and Loyiso Bala. Take it away.
My prayer in the desert, when all that's around me feels dry. This is my prayer and my hunger in me. My God is a God who provides.
And this is my prayer in the fire, through weakness or trial or pain. There is a faith proof of more worth than gold, so refine me, God, through the flames. I will sing praise, I will sing praise. No weapon formed against me shall remain. I will rejoice, I will be glad. God is my victory and He is here.
I will bring praise, I will bring praise. No weapon formed against me shall remain. I will rejoice, I will declare, God is my victory and He is here. You know how my heart beats, I know you know how my heart beats. Off of your mercy when I am hurting, I know you know what my heart needs. So when I feel broken, when I don't feel chosen, 24/7, 365,
I know the door is still open.
whether I'm reaping or sowing, my faith is coming or going. Planting for years and years, but nothing is growing. You are consistent, you are consistent, you are unwavering, you are persistent. Seasons may change, but you stay the same, and I will give praise to your glorious name.
All of my life, in every season, you are still God. I have a reason to sing. I have a reason to worship. All of my life, in every season, you are still God. I have a reason to sing. I have a reason to worship.
Kamatati, limatati, umurna, kitoburisha, kitobukunamena. Kamatati, limatati, umurna, kitoburisha, kitobukunamena. Kamatati, limatati, umurena, kitoburisha, kitobukunamena.
Wow, I mean, amen, hallelujah. That's all I can say.
Amen, amen.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So do you prefer Gaugelo or TK?
TK is good.
I love that. I mean, TK, you are just such a musical treat. So if we were to just backtrack and find out about the little boy running around the East Rand, I mean, how did he grow up?
Yeah, man. So grew up all over the East Rand. My father's a pastor. So, you know, grew up in church. That's actually where I learned how to, you know, play piano, and that's where I got my first kind of musical experience, if you can call it that. So, yeah.
And I'm glad you brought up your dad. Not only is he a pastor, but he also is quite notable in his own right as a musician back in the day.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your relationship with your dad and how he essentially rubbed off on you?
The music comes through the genes, and, you know, he back in the day, they used to call him Dobie Gray. And yeah, he was a singer on university campuses and that sort of thing. My mom also studied music at the University of Leeds. So
right, yeah.
I think just the passion that just got transferred to me for the love of music.
It seems as if everyone got their foundation from the church or at school.
Yeah.
But I think what's more interesting about this is what you've been able to leverage from that. I mean, that song that you just sang is quite a step out of the old traditional gospel.
Right.
It's funky, it's up-tempo. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it's actually a cover of a Hillsong song from back in the day called Desert Song. And we used to sing it on campus, and we used to give it a young vibe, And so now with the trends that you have, Amapiano and all of that, I thought, hey, let's just twist this up and, give the world an African flavor of gospel music. I think it's time for us to shine right now.
Absolutely, and I think that we've seen this turn happen in so many other musical genres, but we've seen it lacking within gospel.
Yeah.
So essentially, you're trying to make gospel cool again.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to kind of bring forward the ancestral kind of, things that have been passed down to us, our heritage, and combine that with technology and all the new instruments that we see around us. Just give it a modern kind of twist.
So if you can share with just young musicians out there some of your own struggles and how it's helped you become the musician that you are today.
One of the challenges that people have is just supporting themselves, supporting their families, making a living from this music thing. And so, my advice would just be that I'll just pass on something that once was said to me, is that don't go full-time into music until music takes up all of your time.
Ooh.
And there's many paths to get to where you want to be in the music industry, but I would suggest that, if you can make a living in a different way and use that to fund your passion, fund your music, and back yourself, because now not everyone is going to get a record label, not everyone is going to get support from the industry,
Wow.
But if you believe in yourself, do what you can, hustle, do music on the side until it can take over your income.
Very exciting. Well, that is quite a realistic take and advice on music. So many musicians and so many creatives come out here and say, just go for it, go for your gold, quit everything, take the leap, take the dive. But this is quite logical, quite rational, and quite a reasonable way of tackling your passion. And I kind of like that. Thank you so much for coming through, TK, and definitely encouraging everyone right now to go out there and keep a lookout for Tribe Roo, because this gentleman is definitely doing the things. But thank you so much for joining us here on Afternoon Express. We've truly had a week filled with magic, but specifically today, having these heavyweights in the music industry has certainly made a difference. From us here on Afternoon Express, we say good night, stay safe, and happy eating. Goodbye. Make the most of glorious summer with your picnic favorites. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.